Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Jannu tribe, and today we are going to be focusing on the rather interesting journey of our scout sisters. So you guys may remember Siana and her sister Siriana. They have very similar names, and they were some of our initial scouts, and we actually sent them out so that they could hopefully find some interesting new things on the gigantic middle island. And they did manage to find a few tree trunks that we can stand on top of, the stumps that we may stand on top of so that we can see really far. But so far we haven't really found any really good food sources. There's not really a lot of great sources of berries, for instance. We haven't even seen any bunny burrows, and we did run into a predator and, as you can tell by both of the bellies right here, a rogue male. The same rogue male found Siana and Siriana, and so we are trying to get them to a nest where they can have their baby safely, their babies I should say, safely. And we searched and searched and searched, and we even ran into a stray old female, little old Miss Laura, who is trying very hard to help those two nice young girls lost in the grass who are expecting babies find a nest. She's not having any luck so far either. So we had lots of creatures searching this huge grassland and finding almost nothing. So we're going to try to guide these two girls over to the only other nest that we know of. This one right over here, surrounded by bones and on the edge of the Killer Island path, which we may actually be going to a lot sooner than I thought. I want to try exploring all of the island first, especially because there's this tide pool I just noticed. Oh my goodness, I love these tide pools. And I do need to start focusing on using the trees as a resource. We haven't done that yet, and I think that's why we're starting to struggle to feed our growing tribe. But once we start, poking at a few of those things, if we still can't find anything on the island, then I do think it would be fun to move on to the Killer Island and see what it makes of our tribe and what it makes of our genetics. And speaking of that rogue male, by the way, Sierra also ran into him, and she's very old though, so I don't know if we'll be able to get her back to the mother's roost or the mother's inlet in time to have a baby. Though we are keeping an eye on our male to female ratio. Thankfully, it seems like the boys are starting to kind of come into balance a little bit more with the females, but we're losing a few of our older females, or a few of our older males. We just lost Kula last time, and we also ended up losing Rovanduk, which was really hard on me because he was one of my favorites. He has been around for a very long time, and he was here with his sister who did not get to pass her genes on, Coco, my orca, and they were searching and constantly harvesting clams and looking for fish and mostly attacking crabbits, to be honest, here inside of the tide pool. So I really miss her, but I'm really glad to see that our little orca line may be continued. I just need to figure out what the best way to focus on getting food is for a while. But today, like I said, we are going to focus primarily on trying to get these scout sisters to safety and hopefully getting them. Oh my, the predator caught up with a different one of our creatures. Okima has now got the predator right behind her. We'll give him a good scratch or two, and then we're going to swim all the way out of the way and report to her sister Rivera that there is something very dangerous up ahead. So Rivera is going to be ready for that. There's just a dead Crabbit. Do they just die on their own like that? And we finally got over to the tree. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to start exploring around the tree. Let's gather up from this berry bush. We're going to have Masiri start wrapping her way around, and we're going to see if this tree has anything useful for us. So Mido is going to join us. We're going to harvest up. Yeah, I don't think Sierra would even be able to get back over to the nest in time. We do have a lot of fish. We're just kind of perched here with Kokolama, gathering up fish pretty easily, which is kind of fun. Roku is going to come over. Oh, can he actually? Yeah, he can crack open these clams, no problem. So he'll gather up those clams. And then we've got little Isla, who can also gather up clams. Oh, let's send her. We'll have Dusk scooch over. So Isla, you come over here, and you can learn how to crack open clams from Dusk. And then we have Rodukduk. What a cute name. And he mostly looks like he's going to be a scout. I need to probably change his gemstone. I've forgotten to change the gemstones for generations now. Oh my goodness. And let's see. Koanami. Koanami is our last true orca. None of her children actually bred true, if I remember correctly. She had all girls. Well, she did have some. Yeah, she did have a lot of girls. You know what? Let's see if we can get Koanami up next to Tsunami again, and we'll see if they can have at least one more child. before their time is up. So we'll get them moved together. And then Reina, she cannot crack open, unfortunately, any of those things, but she can come over. Oh yeah, I forgot about that plant being in there too. She has underwater breathing. So I may send her over there. There's Rokunu. Actually, can they have a child together? Maybe. I mean, it's not off the books. They might be able to have a child together and combine her aquatic body with his gills, which is always kind of fun to do. Darn it, I'm not going to be able to get that Crabbit. So we'll move over here. Let's have little Anna scooch over. We'll put pregnant Izanako, who is carrying the very last of Rovanku's children. So we're trying to get a good little section of the tribe again who can be in charge of this entire area. And keep an eye out for all the clams showing up. We can get everything covered. Everybody can keep their eyesight out so that we can see when the Crabbits appear, we can see when the clams appear, and we can tackle those food sources right away. So that's another goal I have. Let's see, Duskaberry. She can crack things and she can swim. So I guess I could let her swim over here. The end of her life is coming up. Did that Crabbit steal that clam? Roku! One of your clams was taken from you unless you got it and I just didn't notice. And this clam just killed over dead too. What happens if you stare at them long enough? Do they die? I am not sure why that keeps happening, so I'm kind of curious about that. All right, and little old lady Laura, are you having any luck down here? Any nest anywhere? There's like no nest anywhere. It's driving me up a wall. Oh, she can gather up nuts. I didn't know that. All right, because I wasn't paying attention. So we'll have her go ahead and maybe explore some of this area. Still trying to find those two nice girls somewhere to go. And we're going to get the sisters sort of scooched down a little bit. They rely on each other to help move quickly. So these scouting sisters are almost at the end of their life even. Finally to the only nest we have found outside of the mother's roost and the waterfall nest. It's been a bit of a ride to get there. All right, and let's have Rico gather that up. And step this way to keep everything lit up. What else can Rico gather? She can swim and she can crack things open, but otherwise she really is best with collecting. So I may just leave her in front of this bush. All right, so we're getting there. It's very, very strategic this time around with trying to keep the areas lit up so I can see where fish are, where the Crabbit are moving. I can see where the predators are roaming. But let's go ahead and see what Izanako's last child is going to be like, or at least the last child that she is going to have had with Rovanduk. I'm still really sad because Izanako really loved Sikoko. They were best friends, and I think she really misses her friend quite a bit. Another spiky baby! Oh my gosh, we have Simi! Another Simi. It's been a few tribes since we've had one. And she also has short-sighted eyes, but you gotta love that spiky body and that ability to collect and that ability to crack nuts open. Nice. We might be able to do something really good with her. Alright, hang on. You guys stay there for just a second. Alright, so let me go ahead and gather up that clam. Back off, Crabbits, trying to steal those clams. And let's go back over to our scout sisters because they are almost there. Oh, we made it. One of them finally made it to the nest. So Siriana, no, Siriana, then you got off the nest. Why did I misclick? No, Siriana, don't be so polite to wait for your sister. You don't have much longer to live and you need to have those babies. Oh my gosh. All right, little old lady Laura, do you see anything? No? Okay, you keep doing you. And the bird is roaming, so we'll keep an eye out for it. Sikora can help out with exploring over here. Mamila can crack things open and she can swim underwater. She can't fish. I'm gonna actually send her this way. And, oh, she can, but if you jump on top of that koi fish, you can harvest it. I love that. I love that. And then, let's step a little closer. I'm keeping my eyes out for that predator who's supposed to be nearby too. Oh, there's the koi fish again, you guys. How can I manage to... I want to get it. I want to get that koi fish. Where'd he go? Oh, man. So we've got two of our underwater breathing creatures, like, trying to pin down that koi fish, at least. Let's see. And anything I can get over here? So I can fish from over here. And then... Can I? Yeah, look at that. I'm harvesting the koi. I guess if you get close enough to the koi, you can just like... Are they just falling over dead like the Crabbits? Like, look, there's another dead Crabbit. Why? Why are there just dead Crabbits everywhere? Should I be more nervous about this? And there's a bunny. All right. Well, we haven't had bunny in a long time, so that's a good thing. We can shake this tree and gather up nuts. Okay, so we're starting to tip the balance. What are you doing in the nest? Get out of that nest. We're starting to do something. Yeah, I don't think this tribe is very supportive of Dodomingo with the food. Let's see. And then I guess I can just send him out as a little scout. So we'll start sending Rodukduk out to be a good scout. And then Konami, we're going to have you become pregnant one last time, or maybe 2 last times. Why is there a dead Crabbit in the nest? Why? I don't understand. There's so many dead Crabbit mysteries. What on earth is happening with all of them? Who even knows? Tsunami is about to pass away, so I'll let him just sort of rest up top here. And then Reina, she can do fishing and strength, but she cannot, like, so we could come over here. Aha! Finally, we have a buddy. We have a buddy who can help us out. Double Crabbit attack. I wish I knew how the Crabbits died, though, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And we can send this little one down, and she can help with cracking, and she can help with catching Crabbits. Wonderful. All right, Izanako. Izanako actually has a little bit of fishing ability, and I see a couple little fish. So guess what she's going to do? No, Izanako, get out of the water. Izanako, I didn't mean to put you in the water. You can't breathe underwater. I've got to stop moving so fast. That's like several misclicks. Okay, hang on there. Izanako, why aren't you? She's not suffocating. You guys, I don't think I'm supposed to be able to be in the water. I'm gonna get her out of the water now? Okay. She didn't suffocate, even though I'm pretty sure she was supposed to. I'm not gonna complain. And look at that! The Crabbit died! Do I have to, like, be on top of the Crabbit, or do I just need to be near the Crabbit? There's so many questions. There's so many questions. Here, I'm gonna move Reina up to guard the babies. Reina, would you be a good mate? Maybe. Maybe. Reina and Rokunu, their names sound pretty cool. And little Simi can come and stand next to her mom. You know what? I think we may try that out just to see what would happen. And little Anna, what can you do, my dear? You can do some cracking and collecting. We'll kind of scout around. I do like the idea. Oh, goodbye, Tsunami. I do like the idea of keeping my eyes out a little bit more for where the clams just start popping up too. So being able to keep a lot of creatures just paying attention to things. Roku, can you get over here? Dang it. Okay, let's come down here. I'm just going to do like one claw attack on both of those, and I'm going to keep an eye on those, keep an eye on those Crabbits and see what the heck's going on. Like the clown koi. Now I can't get them, whereas just a moment before I was snatching them out of the water like hotcakes. So I feel like I'm on to some sort of mystery. All right, and Miss Seri was able to actually gather up a couple fish there. All right, well, anyway, I think that moving on to... Oh, I can't gather up the nuts with Neuro. What? Mito, you're needed over here. I think that moving on to gathering up a bunch of these nuts is really going to help us out with gathering up a lot of food sources. So let's take care of things there. And then I guess I can attack this guy again. All right, it looks like the Crabbits will move back and forth in the same turn too. And there's a dead Crabbit. I don't know why there's a dead Crabbit, but we're just going to grab the dead Crabbit. And we've had another boy, Kirnu. Oh, look at that. He can do cracking, fishing, and underwater breathing. And he can swim really far. It's everything I always wanted, except that he's not like, he doesn't have gills and he doesn't have the underwater body, but the cracker jaw, or he doesn't have the orca body, I mean, the panda coloring that I am in love with for my water breathing creatures. That actually worked out really well. Awesome. And unfortunately Tsunami did pass away, so I'll leave Konami over here to guard over her son. And then we have Isla, and she's got really good movement too. And Dusk, what am I going to do with you, buddy? What am I going to do with you? You can gather up clams at least. All right, and you've got short-sighted eyes. You know what? Isla and Dusk might actually have some interesting children. Oh, what did I just unlock? Toxic body, really? Oh my goodness, that would make things interesting. And I guess I could start just focusing on mutating some of the fur just for the fun of it. Let's do that and just kind of see where things may start going. But I think I may breed Isla and Dusk, because they can stay here and help out with at least gathering up clams, it seems. So they may become a pair, and they definitely would have a healthy child, even though they're not very healthy. So I guess that makes sense. How to make a healthy child out of an unhealthy creature? Just get 2 unhealthy ones. Somehow 2 wrongs make a right there. All right, we'll gather up those. Old Lady Laura, how are you? She is doing good, kidlets. Don't you worry about her. All right, she can gather up all the nuts all day long. No nest though, still no nest. Not able to find a nest to help out those 2 nice girls. There we go. So unfortunately, I still can't get the koi fish except for like very specific times. I'm so confused by that. I'll have to figure out what that means. All right, there we go. And then we have my little spiky body creature. She can do fishing, but she cannot survive underwater. And she can do just like a moment of swimming. So I need to remember that. And then how are things going down here? Pretty good. Rico is just keeping an eye on things. Wonderful. So let's see. Those Crabbits are not dead yet. Let's go check in on the Scout sisters who now there's just dead Crabbits everywhere. Why? Why do we have so many dead Crabbits? I don't understand what kills Crabbits. What kills Crabbits, you guys? Get out of my nest, for crying out loud, Crabbit. Now the sisters have to fight for the right to be in the nest with Crabbits of all things. There we go. Get in there. All right, Siriana, you finally can have your baby. You finally, on a pile of bones, you're going to have your child with bones everywhere. Oh, this is amazing. All right, so let's see what's happening over here. I think the predator is still trying to wiggle towards us. All right, and I think everybody who's safe to have moved has moved. So let's finally see what the Scout sisters' children are going to be. And we've got Rasira, who is a female spit snout. And what are her genetics? She's got normal eyesight. She carries that eye immunity gene. She has 1 no paw and 1 runner speed, so she can at least collect some resources. And here's more dead Crabbits. Absolutely everywhere. Why are there so many dead Crabbits? I have no idea. And we can at least gather up a little bit of food over here, so the Scout sisters can pull that much off. There's the dead Crabbits. Why so many dead Crabbits? I just don't understand everywhere. So at least they can have some babies. So the Scout sisters are having their babies way over there. Over here, these Crabbits are not yet dead. What makes a dead Crabbit? What makes a living Crabbit? I just don't have the answers to these questions. They plague me, but I just don't know. And then meanwhile, there's rabbits running around the place, for crying out loud. All right, there we go. Still attacking all those Crabbits. And then Kiryu over here, underwater breathing. He's got all those beautiful skills. So I might actually send him over. And maybe he and Anna. No, Anna. Keep your name, Anna. All right, now you're just Anna. Like short Anna, because I lost your name. But no, they're a little bit closely related. I need to start spreading the immunity genes. I've been so focused on traits, I haven't been spreading enough of the genetics around. Like Izanako, it is a waste not to have her take another one of the males as a mate. So who? I need somebody who has different immunity genes than her. Oh, okay, hi. All right. Well, there's a reason we have some venomous fanged creatures over here. All right, come on, you guys. All right, we got him. We have taken out that predator who I think was actually harassing the last group. So yeah, look at these guys. They're going to start making way. It's almost like our red-headed, green-eyed ones are going to start making way around the tree and taking over and gathering up nuts as food, which is a good food resource. Fishing is fun, but it's a little bit tricky sometimes. Like I can grab the fish when they come close enough. So it just depends on where you perch yourself, it seems. And Rico is trying to give her daughter some lessons in life. And little Simi is right over here. She's so cute. I love the little hedgehog bodies. And actually this would be her like nest stepdaughter because they're not directly related. All right, and Izanako, who can I breed you with? Because I need to try to get that C immunity gene through the genetics a little bit better because you did not give it to either of your daughters. So let me pop up here. And let's move up here. There we go. And then Okima. Okima, it's probably time for her to come back and start having some children too. And Okima would probably have some pretty interesting babies with Kirnu. Even again, if the genetics are... the genetics are just so similar though. But I do think she needs to return and start having babies. Just with who? Not Dusk. Not Roku. Maybe Nuro? Ooh, okay, Nukrovan. Guess what? You may have to turn around because you're one of my best breeders for the males, it seems. Unexpectedly, once again, I have a surprise best male breeder who, yep, he is indeed. That's the one. All right, Izanako is going to go over there and she's going to start working her way over to him. And then Konama, can I corner those fish? Yep, cornered the fish and got the last of them, but I didn't realize there was just one left. And then what's going on over here with Mimila? She also has some important immunity genes that I'm going to want to pass on as time goes on, but I'll have her explore over there. And then old lady Laura, she's like, well, I found all this food. Where'd those lovely girls go? So she has found a ton of food. So we'll have old lady Laura go ahead and gather up all those nuts. That's kind of adorable. She did find a ton of food too. And I'm going to have Reina step up here. And then Rakunu, what can you do? Yeah, you can crack open those bits and pieces. So I do think it's very important to kind of just keep our creatures' eyesight overlapping so we can see what kind of possible food sources, like surprise clam food sources, just show up out of the blue. And then Koanami and your son, Kirnu, let's move them down a little bit. So Kirnu's going to move here. I need to remember that the big bird, I think, is flying around somewhere. We're actually exploring pretty fast. Why are there... Oh my gosh! My poor scout sisters. Oh, I really hope they can survive long enough to have both babies. And why are there dead Crabbits everywhere? I just don't have the answers. I just don't. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But all right, we are going to continue to explore the island. Maybe it has some unexpected surprises for us. We're already seeing a big uptick in food, possibly due to dead Crabbits, possibly due to fishing, possibly due to the nuts or the berries that we continually find. We're going to have to see, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.